All right, plenty more coming up over the next 35, 45, 50 minutes on UFC 289. Let's get to the Ray Longo Minute.
It's now time for the Ray Longo Minute.
I want you to punch a hole in his fucking chest. That's what I want.
The Ray Longo Minute.
Starring Ray Longo. The John Anik and Kenny Florian podcast.
Oh, yeah.
He's up.
Oh, man, this is like 4:30 in the morning to you guys.
So it is 10:31 a.m. Eastern as we lay down the Anik and Florian podcast live to tape here on a Monday. Earliest call time we have asked of Raymond in the 415 episode history of the show. So I softly was hoping we could get you at this time because some of us have some conflicts later in the day. These pay-per-view recaps are huge shows for us. Thank you for waking up early, my man.
How pathetic is that this is early for me? Seriously, you can be honest. Kenny, I'm not even joking. How pathetic is that?
Hey, you're a busy man. You need your rest. You need to recover.
100%. There you go. There you go. I like it. How we doing? John got a big kiss on the head. National TV.
I honestly feel like I can retire now, right? Like, I don't ever think that I'll feel more fulfilled professionally, right? Honestly, right? I mean, all I'm really trying to do is do right by these athletes, you know what I mean? And so to have her respect, Conor McGregor once did an interview with Megan Oliveira, and he said I was a huge asset to the company, and it's just like things like that is what you live for, and however self-serving it is for me to talk about it on the show, so be it. But thank you.
No, but let me tell you something. Conor McGregor is 100% right. I was looking to joke around about it, but now that we're going down serious.
No, let's joke about it.
No question. I was going to say, just whatever you do, don't get anything else tattooed on your body because of that. But
it's so funny because Conor
McGregor is 100% right. Huge asset. I hope everybody realizes that too.
No question.
Why couldn't I get like a Brazilian flag tattoo though or something?
You should get the Brazilian flag lips right here on the forehead. That'd be good.
Dude, that is yeah.
We could do it.
Dude.
Just have her kiss on a piece of paper, just have someone tatted on your head.
Yeah. But I have thought in the past, we did a tattoo bet actually on the Anik and Florian podcast back in 2015 that if Betch Correia beat Ronda Rousey, I was getting the Brazilian flag tattooed on me, and Betch Correia did not get it done that night. But
did we really go from Amanda Nunes to Betch Correia?
We did. But before we spin it forward to Charles DuBronx Oliveira, and you're looking great as usual, Raymond.
Oh,
your hair's behaving better than ever. But what do you have for us on Amanda Nunes? I mean, what a tremendous performance on which to go out.
Yeah, listen, unequivocally the greatest to ever do it. Female wise for sure, but you could throw her in any conversation. But I was more disappointed. I thought Aldana had a shot of winning that fight. Like, I couldn't have been more wrong. I was more disappointed in Aldana getting that shot, and just it was like a deer in headlights. The first 3 rounds, might as well have watched Amanda work the heavy bag. That's what it kind of looked like.
Right.
Kenny, it was almost frustrating. You could. Even her balance, she would just touch the leg. The girl was rolling around on the floor. It was just almost crazy. I don't know what I was feeling, but I just think you get that one shot, and I would have just – I don't know. It's really weird, but I definitely don't want to take anything – I think it was one of those things, too, where it wasn't even what Amanda was doing, because she was playing it cautious a little bit at the beginning, and she started picking up when she realized – absolutely nothing was coming back, and she did the 100% the right thing. She gave us a little bit of everything: stand up, on the floor, ground and pound. So it was a great performance by Amanda Nunes, and just everything. I'm happy for her. It looks like she made the right move getting out. She's going to enjoy her family. As a coach, I don't know if she did or she didn't, because I wasn't really watching the whole thing, but I don't think she did. But I would have liked to have seen thank a Mike Brown or somebody at ATT that helped the majority of those years. You know what I mean? As a coach, I get a little sensitive to that stuff. I think that would have been nice. I have no clue or idea what happened, why she's even at it.
Well, I do, and I didn't before the fight week that just was, right?
Yeah.
So Amanda has no ill will towards any one individual, but I just believe a lot of things were mishandled. But I think it's fair of you to say that. And I think everything you say is fair about the fight, Kenny. Like, it's really tricky when you get to these situations where you're trying to simultaneously praise and laud Amanda Nunes while also acknowledging that Irene Aldana did nothing with this title fight. Like, I share a lot of Ray's emotions. Like, what do you do?
I mean, John, I was frustrated. It was, I don't know. I just thought that Mexican thing, they had that thing going. Look, she took, towards the end of the fight, she took everything Amanda threw at her. Like, you might as well go for it at that point. It just turned into that. But look, that fight has nothing to do with the legacy of Amanda anyway, but I thought she handled herself perfectly in that fight. She picked it up as it was going on, and she looked great as usual, but it was more, I don't know, it was a tricky one. It was more frustrating, very frustrating to look at. It's a title fight. I mean, you got one shot, you worked your ass to get there. You definitely could box a little bit, I think, unless I'm totally wrong with what I was looking at in the past, but that was frustrating. As a coach, I would have lost my for sure with that.
Kenny, I know we talked about this a lot, and it's hard for me as a non-fighter to sit here and say, come on, man. You got one shot. It's like I'm not in there getting fucking jabbed by Amanda Nunes. And by the way, there was one elbow, brothers, I should say, that caused you could see where it could have sliced her cheek wide the fuck open. I'm telling you guys, if that elbow that Nunes landed had 4 more miles per hour, Irene Aldana might have a scar for life, and we'd have a TKO and one of the most vicious knockouts in UFC history.
Man, Nunes just had so many different weapons firing, and I again for Aldana, I just wonder what was going on. Was there something physical happening? But yeah, again, there's no greater motivator than being down 3 rounds, and you got 10 minutes to get a finish, and we just didn't see that sense of urgency for whatever reason. And she got off to a bad start. That could happen, but not making any adjustments and not making, not having the energy, like you're almost desperate in a way. It's cool that you're staying composed and stuff, but throw stuff. Right, try to go out there and win that fight. And we just never saw that. So I don't know. Was it a physical shutdown? Was it a mental shutdown? Was it both? Yeah. We don't know.
Yeah, it was that to me. It was go out on your shield to go home. At that point, at some point in that fight, it's just, trust me, you'd be better off going for it, getting in a little bit of a scrap. Now, who knows what's going to happen? But I don't. Look, you don't want to be critical because, like John said, the people in there. She earned the right to get up there. You know what I mean, and to be in that fight. It's just no. I'm saying it was more. Yeah, it was depressing. It's not a bad thing. I expected way more. Put it that way. That's just end it like that. Not even getting technical or saying anything, but just wow. The hands never came away from her head. It was when you started looking at the punch stats. We're not even at some point. You're not even trying. Like it wasn't. You weren't getting bombed that bad, and I don't have to. Yeah, I don't know. It didn't look that way to me, but I wasn't there. You were there, so you were better. No,
I agree with a lot of your sentiments and your text messages. And again, we appreciate the text from Raymond Peter Longo on Fight Night all day. All right, let us get to the co-main event. Man. And if I had more muscle mass in my breast region, I would get Charles Oliveira's face tattooed on my chest the way he has his relatives tattooed on his chest. I want to start with Ken-Flo on this and then get to Raymond. Kenny, Charles Oliveira, man, what else can you say, man? He stopped 20 men inside that octagon.
That's insane. And especially when you have the backdrop and the context that's in the 155-pound division, a division where, the guys legitimately in the top 25, maybe top 30 are absolute killers. Now, I'll get into something a little bit different that might be a little bit of a party pooper, but as far as offensive skills and what this kid is capable of, when he hurts you, he takes you out right after that. That is a skill that very few people have. And he can do it in a variety of ways, whether it's with some crazy, beautiful submission or some nasty knockout. Knees, elbows, fists, it doesn't matter. He's an offensive marvel. And it's so pretty to see him work. When he's moving forward and he's in a groove, dude, there's very few people that are able to stop that. And this was a performance that was much needed for him. He obviously wants that shot against Makhachev again. I think he deserves it. And I thought it was just a fantastic performance. He was in some trouble there for a little bit against Beneil Dariush. Dariush wasn't really able to take advantage of it. But anyway, I'll give my thoughts on kind of both those guys a little bit later. But again, Oliveira offensively is one of the most impressive fighters that I have seen in the UFC, no question.
Yeah, I agree with Kenny too. Killer instinct, off the charts. When he gets you hurt, he's a finisher, period. That's it. And then, like, again, I think Kenny brings up a good word. When he's in the groove, when he's in his rhythm, he's a beast, man. Sometimes I think what gets overshadowed maybe is because he's got so many ways to get you out of there. Gaethje, he's coming. He's swinging for the fences. He's trying to chop your leg down. This guy could do it also, but he has other ways of winning too. So I think that's what confused me a little bit. His striking, I thought that fight was off the hook. You know what I mean? And I thought that Saturday night there was, I don't know, I really felt like there was going to be two upsets. Not that would have been an upset because Dariush was I think he was the favorite by the end. But, man, you could see Dariush, he did have a way to victory. It looked like he could survive on the ground. If he could have taken him down and stayed on top, he probably could have played it safe. He looked good down there, but when that fight got back to its feet, that other guy was just like a Terminator, man. I tell you, very, very super impressive.